You lie down, the room goes dark, and suddenly your brain has opinions. It wants to revisit an argument from 3 years ago. It wants to rehearse a conversation that will never happen. It wants to calculate exactly how many hours of sleep you'll get. If you fall asleep right now, then recalculate when you don't. You were fine all day. But the moment your head hits the pillow, something switches on, and the harder you try to stop it, the louder it gets. This feels like a glitch, but the real answer is far stranger. Your brain isn't malfunctioning at night. It's finally doing what it was always built to do. For the first few million years of human existence, darkness was a threat, a real life-ending threat. The moment the sun dropped, predators began to move. Leopards, hyenas, animals that hunted by sound, while your ancestors stumbled blindly in the dark. The ones who slept too easily didn't survive. The ones who did were the ones whose brains stayed partially alert, scanning for danger, replaying close calls, rehearsing responses. You are descended from the overthinkers. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker found that as you fall asleep, the prefrontal cortex quiets, but the amygdala, the ancient threat detection center, stays active. Emotional volume goes up exactly as the rational filter goes down. The thoughts that surface at night feel bigger and more catastrophic than they would in daylight. That is not an accident. That is architecture. Researcher Etai Ben Simon, working with Walker, showed that nighttime wakefulness triggers the amygdala to tag ordinary memories as urgent, as dangerous, as things that need solving right now. Your brain does not distinguish between a social rejection and a predator. Both register as danger. Both demand attention. Psychologist Antti Raivansuo proposed the threat simulation theory of dreaming. The brain uses sleep to rehearse threats, to run worst-case scenarios in a low-stakes environment. When you lie awake imagining every way tomorrow could go wrong, your brain believes it is helping. It is running training simulations. The problem is that the threats it evolved to rehearse were physical and immediate. A predator, a storm, threats that played out in hours. The threats keeping you awake now are different. A project deadline? Weeks away. A relationship with no clear resolution. Your brain is running ancient software on problems it was never designed to process, and it cannot tell the difference. Here is what makes it worse. The moment you decide to fight the thoughts, you amplify them. Psychologist Daniel Wagner's white bear experiment showed that thought suppression backfires. Tell yourself not to think about something, and your brain creates a search function, scanning to confirm the thought is gone. That scan keeps finding it. The more you try not to think, the more present the thought becomes. At 2 a.m, every insomniac knows this truth in their bones. Your brain was not built for this world. It was built for one where the night was dangerous, where sleep was a calculated risk, where darkness demanded vigilance. That tuning saved your ancestors. It brought you here. Tonight, when you lie down and your brain begins its ancient inventory, pulling out the unfinished arguments and the imagined disasters, remember this. You are not broken. You are not failing at sleep. You are running a program older than language, older than fire. A program that once, in a darker world, kept someone exactly like you alive, long enough to become you. You lie down. The room goes dark, and your brain, faithful to a fault, gets to work.